The intended audience for the first infographic is my fellow technical directors. The intended audience for the second infographic are my supervisors, specifically the department directors. They are related because we all work in the same office and same work environment, and we all have to interact with one another. But the audiences are different as only the technical directors sit in the current outdated model of chairs, while the directors have much better models. The technical directors desire a new chair because the outcome would directly affect them, but they have no say in the judgment. Vice versa, the directors have the power to deny or accept the proposal for new chairs, but the outcome does not directly affect them as they will not be sitting in these new chairs. A specific design feature that sets the two infographics apart is how I refer to the current model of the chair. In the second infographic, for the directors, I labeled the chair which we have now as the current model. But for the first infographic, intended for the technical directors, I labeled what was previously the current model for the supervisors. For the supervisors, I labeled it as "You are here." I did this to emphasize to my coworkers how much better the alternatives are to our current chairs, and I labeled it "You are here" to kind of give it a sort of like pathway analogy. So, like, we are starting at point A with these current chairs, and with these alternatives, we can take our work environments to the next step. When we look at the specific data that and information used in each infographic, for the infographic intended for the directors, I made sure to include the price, the warranty, and the chair features for each of the options. But for the infographic for the technical directors, I only included the features of each of the chair, as this only seemed like the only relevant evidence for this audience. The technical directors may benefit or appreciate knowing the price of the warranties, but there is no need for this as they do not have an actual say in the final decision. So these details are administered on a more need-to-know basis. Another point about the specific design features and how they're different between infographics. For the infographic intended for the directors, each option, including the current model, have dividers and are separated from one another. But for the infographic intended for only the technical directors, the three alternatives are grouped together, and then there is a divider specifically to separate the options from the current model, as just another way to emphasize to the reader the apparent differences between what we currently have at the office and what we could have if we go with one of these options. I made sure for the technical director infographic to not use too many words, to keep all of the features concise in order for quick reading and to make the information as easily digestible as possible. I did that for both infographics actually, because especially in today's society where everything's very fast paced, it's ideal to have quickly have information that's quickly readable and readily accessible.